Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Dallas Jamal Adams, a Cowboys trade? The last time we took notice of the Seattle Seahawks faded star Jamal Adams? He was unable to deal with covering Dallas Cowboys pass catchers, and he took it out on a reporter's wife in what was called a cowardly way following criticisms for his defensive performance in Week 13's loss to the Cowboys. We are told by sources close to the situation in Seattle that under new coach Mike Macdonald, they are about done with veteran safety, and that he's about to either be cut or retire. How willing is Seattle to say goodbye? The Seahawks would take on about $20.8 million in dead cap with a parting, and so naturally, they'd like to get something for him if Adams, entering his age 29 season, wants to keep playing. So who wants to pay his $16.5 million base salary? That would be nobody. Adams is a Dallas area native. He played at Hebron High School, which is about 8 miles away from the Star. He often spends his off-seasons in DFW, and the Cowboys have over the years made multiple attempts to acquire him, most notably when at the 2019 NFL trade deadline, as we reported at the time, Dallas offered a first-round pick and cornerback Anthony Brown in trade. That first-rounder became CeeDee Lamb, a great trade not made. Adams took another stab at trying to come home before the 2020 NFL Draft. But Seattle instead traded for him, giving the Jets 2 first-round picks, while eventually giving Adams a $17 million APY contract. None of that worked out, as the multiple injuries, the lack of consistent production Adams and some questionable off-the-field actions have altered the league's view on a guy who was once very much a game wrecker. The Cowboys will eventually come up here in media conversation as reporters labor to find a tie. Indeed, Bleacher Report thinks it's already found such a thing with coach Dan Quinn's Washington Commanders, who just hired as his linebackers coach Ken Norton Jr., who worked with Adams during his last Pro Bowl season in 2020. But Adams isn't that player anymore. And any affection between Norton and Adams, if that even exists, figures as a virtual non-factor. Could Jamal Adams start over? Have the bar of expectations lowered? Close his career as a mentor in a backup role? Maybe. Somewhere. But not with $27 million cap hits lined up for each of the next 2 seasons, he won't. Feels like Larry Allen. Cowboys Tyler Smith update. The Dallas Cowboys have reached an inflection point at left tackle. Veteran Tyron Smith is headed for free agency, and while Dallas will have the opportunity to retain his talents, there's no guarantee he's manning the blind side for the Cowboys as he has for the past 13 years. His potential departure opens the door for a replacement and left tackle, one that may already be in the building. Left guard Tyler Smith had an excellent season on the interior, but boasting experience at tackle and promising traits has pushed him into the discussion to replace his veteran counterpart. At the NFL Scouting Combine, Dallas COO Stephen Jones spoke about how the front office is viewing the possibility of moving Smith back outside, where he spent his rookie season. In doing so, he offered up a lofty comparison. That remains to be seen. It's starting to feel like Larry Allen all over again, Jones said. The great thing about Tyler is his versatility. He could be a great left tackle, too. At the end of the day, when we're through massaging it, we'll have a good spot for him. His versatility certainly brings options as we look at this team moving forward. Allen, of course, is in the proverbial rafters, a member of the Cowboys' Ring of Honor. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and one of the greatest defensive linemen in football history. That's high praise, and it's justified given the start to Smith's career. After ranking 23rd among qualified tackles as a rookie, by Pro Football Focus offense grade, Smith pivoted back inside and was ranked as the 9th best guard in the sport. Setting Hall of Fame expectations for almost any player is ambitious, but in terms of his ability to play 2 positions well, he's off to a strong start. However, moving back to left tackle may not be in Dallas' best interest. While he's certainly capable of growth, Smith was far better as a pass protector while inside. Of course, you're paying/playing left tackles for their ability to pass block. Meanwhile, at left guard, Smith was playing at an all-pro level. Traditional notions of positional value would encourage moving Smith to tackle, but the Cowboys may be better off doubling down on elite performance. Surely, Dallas has no regrets about keeping future Hall of Famer Zach Martin at right guard. Smith may not be Allen. He may not be Martin. But he's a legitimately good guard, and the safest bet for the Cowboys is finding a replacement tackle rather than banking on further development outside and acquiring a new left guard. Mike Evans' return to Texas inevitable in NFL free agency? Mike Evans has had a borderline mythical career in the NFL. The former first-round pick in the 2014 NFL Draft has had a rather unprecedented run of success spanning 10 full seasons. He has never had under 1,000 yards receiving in a single season, and he's never played fewer than 13 games. It's somewhat of a shock that Evans will only turn 31 this coming season given all he's accomplished as a pro, being selected to 5 Pro Bowls and 2 All-Pro teams while also winning a Super Bowl. Evans is one of the best to do it in the NFL over the last decade, and he could be a major difference maker for teams in the hunt to win it all in 2024. Perhaps more specifically, the free agent to be could help a couple of teams in his home state of Texas who are on the cusp of Super Bowl contention. Evans, a Galveston native who played his college ball at Texas A&M, could be destined to head to the Houston Texans or Dallas Cowboys in NFL free agency. The Houston Texans are coming off of an outstanding first year under head coach DeMeco Ryans with Offensive Rookie of the Year C.J. Stroud playing the quarterback position. The Texans not only went from worst to first in the AFC South this past year, but C.J. Stroud helped put them on the map as a legitimate contender in a somewhat weak AFC in 2023. And going forward, you expect this team to continually get better. Adding a player like Mike Evans into the mix would certainly help, even though the Texans saw the development and emergence of Nico Collins in 2023. Collins became a true threat every week in that offense, along with rookie Tank Dell, whose season was unfortunately cut short due to a knee injury. With Evans in the fold, the salary cap-rich Texans could get a much-needed veteran presence and add another big body on the outside to create mismatches against anyone they face next year. Having that combination of size and speed all over the receiver position with a QB like Stroud who spreads the ball around well would be a borderline unfair advantage. The Dallas Cowboys could also be an intriguing potential fit for Evans in free agency. The Cowboys would have to cut both Michael Gallup and Brandon Cooks in order to facilitate this kind of a move, but giving Dak Prescott additional, consistent, weapons in the passing game is a necessity for that team moving forward. The Amari Cooper trade has aged extremely poorly with time, and CeeDee Lamb seems to be doing more and more on his own every year. The Cowboys almost need someone like Evans to come in and take pressure off. Either way, a return to the state of Texas could make a lot of sense for Evans, who will undoubtedly have a variety of suitors all over the place once free agency opens. And you fan, what do you think of the Mike Evans situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.